Hello YouTube, it's your girl More Money here. We're back with another video. This is Josh. Say hi, Josh. I will be linking his link in my description box. Today I'm going to be telling you guys a story time about the first time I seen a peen. And I was traumatized. I was traumatized. Okay, so basically, as you guys know, I used to live in New York. If you didn't know that, then you should watch my last story time that I uploaded a few weeks ago. But yeah, so I used to live in New York, and when when you're kids, you have people that you grew up with and stuff like that. So I have certain friends that I still stay in contact with over the years. So I had this one particular friend that would always message me every year around summertime, asking like how old I was, and I guess basically to figure out if I was legal or not. Now that I'm older, I know he was definitely trying to figure out if I was legal or not. So don't mind him. But anyway, yeah, so he would message me every summer around, I guess, like time people get out of school, and he would message me to ask me like, oh, how old I was and how I was doing, and if I was all right, if my family was all right. Granted, when we moved, I was 8, and I think he was like 15, 16, somewhere around there, because he was my brother's friend. So my brother knew him longer than I did. So yeah, so when he messaged me, I didn't think nothing of it. I just think like, oh, he was my brother's friend. I grew up with him. It was just something normal, and just friends checking up on friends. I didn't think nothing of it, right? So, what was that? Senior year, summer before senior year, I ended up going to summer school because I was just a ball of hot mess. I did not care about my grades. I was flunking everything. So I had to do summer school to make up for basically all the crap that I just did. So, yes, it was a hot mess. But, yeah, so I ended up going to summer school. And I remember while I was on my way to summer school, it was 7:45 in the morning. This man messaged me, asking me how I was doing and this and that. I didn't think nothing of it. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm fine. Because I BS my junior year, I have to do summer school. So he's like, oh, okay, like hopefully you get it together, this and that. And around that time, I would say I was 17. Yeah, I was 17 turning 18. As soon as I turned 18, I think it had to be around February. Now that I remember, I think it had to be around February, March, because it was cold out, but it was some like still like nice out or whatever. And he had FaceTimed me. He was like, oh, let's FaceTime this and that. We were supposed to FaceTime earlier in the day. That day, I think it was like it was a Friday that he had said, oh, let's FaceTime. But back then I didn't have an iPhone. I had an Android. So he ended up FaceTime me off of Facebook when I was heavy on Facebook. And he was like, oh, let's FaceTime, whatever. We were supposed to FaceTime, like I said, around 5. I think I said it. We were supposed to FaceTime around 5 that day, which was a Friday. He ends up FaceTiming around like 1 o'clock in the morning, 12 to 1 o'clock in the morning. So he's like, oh, I've been busy all day. And granted, whenever I messaged him, he was always like, oh, I'm doing something, I can't talk to you right now. And he would always message me like, I'll send him a text, let's say around like 2 o'clock, he would be responding back at like 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock. At the time, I didn't know like, oh, this is his way of just talking or whatever. He's a man, he's busy, he has a family, because I seen on Facebook that he has a daughter. So as I'm sitting there on Facebook scrolling, I ended up scrolling through his page, but I was up on Facebook just waiting for him to call. So yeah, he ended up calling at 1 o'clock in the morning, and he's like, he has the camera facing downward, but it's like I can't see what the heck is going on. I just see the reflection from like the TV light, and I just see like fast movement. I'm like, what is this? Wasn't thinking nothing of it. Just carried on with a conversation, regular conversation, and he ended up actually I ended up asking a question. I was like, what is that? He's like, oh, this is like, I was like, oh, is that the remote? He was like, and if it isn't, I didn't know what the heck to respond to that. So I was just like, okay, you're playing around with the remote, like, why are you playing? But whatever, I brushed it off. Now, let's say, I think it was like a week later, I was in school, and like, he was always like weird, and he was always like sexual. Anytime we texted or whatever, he would always try to turn it into something, and I'm like, no, I'm not ready for that. I'm just gonna turn it back. Because at the same time, over here thinking like we're friends. Guaranteed that was a little naive, but he's like, oh, like we're friends. Well, he wouldn't say we're friends. I'm saying we're friends. But he's just like, oh, yo, he's like, oh, you're gonna get older and you're gonna experience it one day. I didn't have no idea what the heck he was talking about. Till one day I was in class. I was in my history class, and I guess that was his day where he was just feeling bold, because he sent me about 20 videos of use your imagination. And no sooner than I ended up going on Snapchat, because we was in history class doing something about Black History Month, or talking about Black history in general. But I just hear my phone buzzing heavy. I'm thinking like, oh, something's going on, and it's just him on Snapchat. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. So I ended up opening up the Snapchat, and it was like 20, yeah, like I said, 20 videos back to back to back, and it was daylight. I was flabbergasted. I said, what the hell is this? So no sooner than I open up the first video, my teacher is coming behind me, and he's, mind you, he was a very short man. He's walking behind me, and I'm like, I'm just looking at the video because I'm shook, I'm shocked. I didn't know what the heck to think. I had a boy sitting next to me. I had another boy sitting on my other side. Like, wasn't paying him no mind. I was just like, oh my gosh. I was shook. I was like, oh no. No ma'am. So I ended up exiting out of that video, and he continued to send me more videos. Mind you, the period was only 45 minutes long. Then I go to my next period class, and he's still sending videos. I ended up blowing up his shit. I was like, this is totally inappropriate. This is totally inappropriate and guaranteed it was sexual harassment, because I did not ask for that. Like, we were having regular, normal conversations. And when I like really started talking to him, because we really wasn't talking. But when I really started talking to him, I told my parents, I was like, oh, like, so-and-so was messaging me from New York. I don't know what to do. Like, granted, we were friends when we were younger, but like, we're older now, and this and that. It's like, oh, like, you shouldn't be talking to your brother's friends, because it's gonna make awkward. But I wasn't listening to them. I'm like, a boy is talking to me. Because guaranteed, like, I know dudes like me back in the past, but I just never paid no mind. I was in my own little bubble, worrying about my gum, my coloring books, and all sorts of stuff. I wasn't paying no people. I wasn't paying no people no damn mind. So when he said that, I was like, oh snap! Like, is this normal? Like, is this how dudes, like, I don't even know how to do, like you say it, but like, is this how dudes are supposed to like approach girls, like ask like, oh, like they like them type stuff? But I'm just like, you're way older than I am. What are you doing? I guarantee age is just a number. But to him, it's just like, no, like, you're my brother's friend. Stay away from me. I don't want nothing from you. But my teacher saw the video, and he got flashed it. I took the video. I ended up exiting out the video, and he's looking at me, and he is like, he was shook. At the end of the class, he's just like, oh yeah, you might have a good day. And he couldn't even look at me. He couldn't even look at me. He couldn't even look at me. But I cursed him out, and that was it. I haven't spoken to him since, and I was seeing him because I'm just like, ugh. Then granted, oh my gosh, I found out some tea about him later on, and I think that I will save for a part 2. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share my video so that way I can put you on to this fuckboy series.